Mother's Voice podcast.
The Mother's Voice
The
podcast.
Mother's Voice podcast. Tales of motherhood from around the world.
Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Mother's Voice podcast. My name is Marion Duggan and it's my pleasure to share with you these interviews which have been recorded with a number of different women about their experience of early motherhood. For this season of the podcast, we've partnered with Derby Museum and Art Gallery and would like to thank their volunteer team who have made these interviews possible. Each episode has been edited from a longer conversation into pieces somewhere between 8 and 10 minutes long, and we hope we've distilled some of the complicated joy, hard work, and overwhelming change that these mothers have experienced. For more information about the Mother's Voice and the wider project Nightlight Lullabies, please visit murmurationarts.co.uk or follow the link in the show notes. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy listening to these interviews as much as we enjoyed recording them. Episode 2, Niamh Toner.
My name's Niamh and I'm 26. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old who you may hear in the background. I was born in Bedford in 1999, and then when I was 3, we moved up to the outskirts of Derby. Then when I was 7, we moved to Ireland. And then when I was just before I turned 11, we moved back to Derby, and I've been here since. I've spent a lot of my occupational journey working with young people, managing programs, project management and stuff like that. And then I do creative stuff on the side as well as a singer-songwriter. Guys, what happened to quiet time?
I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll know so much more that I'll never know. So I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
So that song was the song that would stop my little sister from kicking too much in my mother's belly. She'd be wriggling and getting really restless, and my mum would have to play Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. So my mum would be ordering us, quick, play. But it meant that when she was then born, we'd all sing What a Wonderful World to her to get her to sleep. And now I sing that to the kids. We used to have a bit of a playlist of songs, and I think it's because she couldn't remember all the lyrics to each song. Moon River, Fly Me to the Moon, Love is Like a Butterfly. And then we sing What a Wonderful World. My parents were together until I was 9, and then after that they divorced. But I think core memories are going to parks and playing with, I don't know, just jumping in puddles and being wild. We always encouraged to be a bit wild as kids, which is good, within reason. And jumping off of shed roofs into my dad's arms and stuff like that. My mum always would sing to us every night. That's probably why me and both of my other siblings are all very musical. Oh, I never thought I'd become a mum. Thought I'd adopt. I've done a lot of work with kids in care, and that really inspired me to want to adopt, and maybe one day I will, but I didn't think I'd have my own, and I'm so glad that I have now, because it's completely changed the course of my life, but I don't regret a single minute of it. There was a bit of apprehension of what motherhood would be like, but I feel like I helped raise my little sister. She's over a decade younger than me. So I feel like I got a good amount of experience from that, but nothing can prepare you for actually birthing your own child and going through the entire experience. It's been really eye-opening, and I think that I now respect my mum even more now that I'm a mum. When I found out I was pregnant, I was in student accommodation, and I just decided to quit my really stable job and go and chase my music dreams in Manchester. Me and my partner were doing it long distance, so it was a real shock. I found out because my friend took a pregnancy test, And I was washing the dishes, sharing a flat with her. I was washing the dishes going, God, can you imagine if you were pregnant? What would you do? We were laughing. And then I was like, hang on a second. Turned out I was pregnant. So 10 minutes later, that was a big discovery. And then really quickly after that, I felt really calm about it, really at peace with it. It felt right. And then when he arrived, again, it was like, yeah, you're meant to be here. And you just spend that time though after they're born just staring at them like, wow, that's been growing inside of me for like nearly 10 months. So he started breastfeeding straight as soon as he was born. So I was really lucky with that. Don't get me wrong, it was difficult, but nowhere near as difficult as it could have been. And then I just remember he used to have this little wave at the front of his, just at the side of his face above his ear. And I would trace that and it would send him straight to sleep. And I thought, right, I'll see if, it would be interesting to see if that still relaxes him when he's older. And it still does now. And then I don't think you ever forget the smell of your baby. I think there's an element of isolation you get as a mother, especially if you're the first out of your friendship group, because I was only 22 by the time I actually gave birth. Everybody's still in their party lifestyle, so it gets a little bit isolating in this. Because I had been at uni, I wasn't employed, so I didn't have any maternity leave or anything like that. So there's financial struggles and then social struggles. I felt like I didn't know how to communicate with people when I started getting out again. But yeah, the connection that you'll find with other people will surprise you, because you suddenly feel like mothers seem to congregate a bit. I felt a draw to, if I found out someone from school had a baby, I was like, oh right, should we talk about our experiences? And that was great. But then there's also the distance it puts between you and other people who just can't seem to comprehend what you're going through. So there's two sides to the coin. But I think everything becomes more scary because you realise how important your life is now. Because if anything happens to me, then they won't have me how they need me. So you think a lot more like, right, I'm not going to put myself at risk with anything. I think you live life on the edge a little bit more before kids. Then when you have kids and they're so fragile, and I just felt like when I was holding them and they were born, it's like, oh my God. And you're watching them breathe. And you're checking if they're breathing every 5 minutes throughout the night. Parenthood's definitely changed me. I think for the better, because I understand more people now, and including my own mum. I feel like I look back at experiences and go, God, that must have been really hard, or she's an absolute hero for handling what she handled. So we're all just figuring it out as we go, no matter how many kids you have, because every child's different, every experience, every pregnancy, birth, or just, it's all different. So we're all just figuring it out as we go. And now that I understand that, I look back at my mum and go, oh, yeah, I probably didn't make that very easy for her. There's a number of reasons why I think music's important for little ones. One, I think when the parents are singing, they calm down as well, and your baby sense that, because they really pick up on your emotions. But then there's also, they learn a lot through song. So whether it's learning new words or just learning the enjoyment of singing and the relaxation of it from a young age, yeah, I think it's one of the most important connecting things that we have. I think a lot of the time we have to stop ourselves from being, oh, I can't wait until they're walking, or I can't wait until they're crawling, and you end up almost wishing away your time. That's another thing I did differently with my daughter. It's going, no, savour every moment, because it goes by so quickly. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
This podcast was created by Murmuration Arts and produced by the Academic Podcast Agency as part of Nightlight Lullabies Derby. Made possible by the National Lottery Heritage Fund and Arts Council England, in partnership with Derby Museums, the Royal School for the Deaf Derby and Derby Feste. Supported by D Youth Hub, Action Deafness and Family Hubs Derby.